is like informational, but I'm also showing the mistakes. So I don't know how this goes together. So I'm figuring it out right along with you. Except if you're working on your machine, you don't have to do all the mistake stuff. All right, so straying away from what I normally post about, bought this Kubota B6200, and it was working until I used it. Ain't that how it goes? So it had a 4-foot brush hog on the back of it, and the PTO didn't want to pick it up anymore. But I was like, well, while I'm working on that, I'll go ahead and fix some other things that are wrong with it. So for starters, I got new light assemblies for it because those were all dry rotted, and fixed some wires, kind of sorted that out. But then I want to say it's the dynamo locked up. See, this one doesn't have a water pump, it's got a siphon pump. So if we look down in there, I believe this is our dynamo. I've already taken the belt loose, but I need to get that out of there. So we have to see about doing just that. As tight as it is to the radiator, I'm not going to be able to get a wrench in there, so I think I'm going to have to pull the radiator out, which means that I'm probably either going to have to remove his air hose or just that whole ass assembly. I don't know currently. So that's pretty much the plan for today, is to kind of get all this disconnected and pull that dynamo and see if it's got replaceable bearings, or if I just need to buy a whole damn dynamo, which I don't necessarily want to do because it's a 1984 tractor and they are treating it like it's a 2025 GMC Sierra. So need to figure it out and kind of go from there. I'm gonna take this side panel off. Let me go get some tools. So the side panel, it's got a screw here, or bolt, one down here, one over here, and then one here. One down here is not connected. That was just missing when I bought the tractor. All right, we got us some tools. Just some basic stuff for now. Just ratchet, a couple extensions, and some sockets. I chose deep well, though I don't necessarily need them. We'll see if they work out for us. So, see, I think these were 12 and 15, maybe? Maybe it was 12 and 13. Let's go with 12 and 13. This one might actually require a short one, so that's not it. That'll do. See if we can get that out of there with a minimal headache. Alright, so I know you ain't getting a good view from way back there. We'll bring you in a little closer, kind of show you what I'm working on. So right here is one of them. Got the ground wire in the way. The deep well socket kind of goes up behind there and lets me get into it. Got one here, and then you're on the tripod, so this is a little difficult. These are underneath, sideways. All right, so one underneath here. There's technically one over there as well, but we can't get to it because it's not present. So just doing what we can with what's sitting around. All right, so that one's still in there. I was hoping to get her loose, at least. All right, so we got that one out. Just set it on our step here. And then, yeah, just as I thought, it was two different sizes. So we're going to switch. Get that one loose, and then under here. So we've already taken the cover off the other side, but still got to do this one just to get it out of the way. There's no sense in having it in the way. Alright, so you get a better idea. Here, 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 and here are the locations for those bolts. I'm going to set this off to the side, hopefully out of the way. One thing I like to do is I like to try to put these back so I don't end up like the guy before me that is just missing shit. So, set this here. And the threads are on this piece, so we'll go on there. This way I don't have to necessarily remember what went to what, and we can, this one went here, so we'll put you here, and we can just get them from where they are when it's time to put everything back together. So we'll twist those back on. And then this one was over here. So, what got me a tractor? My wife. I was gonna fix it and flip it. My wife decided we should keep it. So now we have a tractor. Okay. So, got our little overflow here. Lower radiator hose. Got the Dynamo, which is not filling real great. Need to get this out of here. So, how are you mounted, I wonder? Looks like you got some bolts on the bottom here, and you can't see them, not from over there. Hell, I don't know if you could see them if I brought you over here. Let's try disconnecting you and bringing you a little closer maybe. So, down inside there, on the bottom side of this is going to be 2 bolts on the bottom with some rubber bushings to hold it in place, I believe, right there by that front PTO. And I think that'll loosen it to where we can take it out. Now, we have an upper radiator hose. That's going to kind of cause a problem, I expect. If we check our fluid level here, we are plumb full, so probably about part way on this hose, I'd expect, somewhere in there. So if we disconnect that, we're probably going to get some fluid to come out. The figuring is, which one do I want to disconnect first? I'm going to need that 5-gallon bucket, I expect, to catch whatever comes out of here. And that'll get me disconnected there. Now, the fan shroud's probably going to be in the way whenever I go to disconnect this stuff. I need to potentially disconnect it. So let's pop that off. We don't need that in the way. And then we have this, which is a Phillips head on both ends. This is for air, so let's go get a Phillips. Okay, so we're back with these. Let's move you back a little bit. Find out which one fits better. Yeah, I figured that one would. Alright, let's try that. Alright, our clamp's loose. See if I can even get to this one. Oh, I can. that sucker is sealed on there pretty good, I'd say. Start here. So, one thing I'd like to point out about the air intake here, the band here was missing when I bought the tractor, and they used some wire to hold it in place. I am going to remove that because I bought a new band. I guess I should have mentioned I have some parts with me today, one of which is that band. So I'm okay with taking that off and pick up my trash before it runs off. All right. So let's go get some pliers real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and remove that. There we go. Get that out of the way. All right, so one less thing to worry about. We do have a bracket right here. I am just going to remove it because why not? Less stuff in my way, the better. Let's see if we got the ability to do so. We do. It looks like a 12. We're going to slap our extension on for this part. And don't know if you can see it. Just right here, one bolt. And right back in the hole it was in. That way I don't have to worry about losing it. Somebody might have put some anti-seize on there. Or maybe that's just grease, not sure which. I know they just put this battery in, and looks like they scarred the surface here so that it had bare metal to attach to, so maybe they took that off when they were installing all this. Alright, so we have this shroud. This thing has seen better days, but I won't judge it. I mean, potentially from 1984, or at least that's my guess based on the serial number. The data plate is actually worn completely off of this thing. So now the fun part, I have to get under the tractor and try to remove the bolts that are holding the radiator on. Alternately, I can disconnect this and put the fluid in there. So I'm not sure which one I want to do at the moment. Just a heads up, it's supposed to rain today. I'm not sure how likely that is. Let's see here, what do we got? Maybe another Phillips connection. Maybe not. Maybe that's flathead. Let's see, much smaller than that. Let's go with what are you? A 9? 9 is too big. So as it were earlier, off to the inside of my container, we will try to acquire more tools. Let's see, take y'all for a trip. Thinking maybe you with this. I got all the screwdrivers and stuff in here. Some hand tools here if they're needed. So I suppose I could show y'all what I am messing with. So down here is the band. I need to loosen it because this is the side that I can get the bucket. That side can't necessarily get the bucket. I mean, I probably could, but not really. Not with the axle in the way. Let's get y'all over here a little bit, I think. Let's see what we got here. So this is 9. Looks like she's going to be an 8. And now it don't want to go on. Literally just went on. No, that's because this shit's upside down and I'm half retarded. Give it back. What a mess. It honestly wasn't all that bad. That sucker is a rusty sucker is what that is. I mean, I'm not sure what we expected from an engine this old. Certainly not debris in the water system there. Alright, well, that's disconnected. Let's see what we need to do to get under this sucker. Well, I'll be honest, there's no straight shot up to hit that. Let's see if I can at least find the right socket. I'll let you know which size I end up finding. Oh, that's beautiful. I found a rock that belongs in the driveway and not over here. Alright, well, in my case it's 14s, but I will say that those bolts look pretty goddamn new. And fairly certain that's not original. So, deep well socket probably not going to work for this. Alright, so I'm going to try this again. We got some hand wrenches, ratcheting hand wrenches, and an extension, warbler, whatever the fuck these are called, and some short well sockets that will hopefully help us out. I'm going to go with removing that. Crunch. Alright, so let me get under here. I assume you can see me. If not, it's not that big a deal. I can't really show you what's in here anyway. See, I was hopeful, but not expecting much. Let's try it with just the socket, maybe? Question mark. I mean, barely. Goodness. Well, this isn't my favorite thing to do today. Well, looks like I might have been going about this all wrong anyway. Let's see. So, right here is 2 bolts, and on the other side of this there's an L bracket here that I think we can remove these to get that to come free, and instead of trying to take the big bolts out that are pretty inaccessible. I was wondering, I was like, usually they make these things a little easier to work on. So, I don't know, what are those, 13s, you think? Let's see if we got a 13. Is this the 12 or the 13? This is the 12. Of course it's the 12. And you know, I might have just needed the 12. And it looks like I did. Alright, so let's go ahead and try that. Normally I'd have Dee Dee out here. However, with me messing with antifreeze, I don't want her to decide to drink any of it. Antifreeze has a sweet taste or smell, I don't know which, apparently, and dogs love that shit. Try to get this out. Oh, it's free. I just need to get my daggum socket back. Alright. Sometimes when this happens, just put a screwdriver through and hit it on the ground so you ain't galling up the threads any more than they already are. Might be worth a new bolt on this one. She does not want to come out of there. Alright, well, we'll see if we can get this out real quick. Let's try grabbing our washer. I don't have a vise. I should probably look into getting one. She does not want to come out of there. All right, I'll be right back. Need a solid surface. Okay, we're back. Sorry, that was pretty quick. One hit and it came out. So, let's see here. I gotta go to the other side. Do you want to come with me? Let's see this side of the engine too, I guess. I brought the screwdriver instead of the ratchet. That's my bad. I got all these parts stacked up here out of the way, allegedly. Let's put it towards the back. You can see this is pretty well rusted up. Maybe in the future, when I can afford to do so, we'll get some new metal welded in there. Alright, so if you haven't figured it out, I don't have a manual that tells me how to take all this shit apart. I'm just looking at it and going, I don't think I need that attached anymore if I want that to come out. And then I take it apart. God damn. I don't know what the hell that is. Some kind of burr attached to my back. Okay, so that's disconnected. You gotta do this top hose. Once we get that disconnected, should be able to pull the radiator out. Sans this fan. So I might have to disconnect the fan shroud. Let's look and see if that's a 12 as well. Yeah, I figured it was a 10. So it looks like a 10. And then the hose, also going to be smaller. I know y'all have seen me throwing my sockets down. That's 12, 14, 13, 12. So let's get these in here. Let's try 10. That's what that is. And that's what that is. All right. I don't need all these extensions, I don't suppose. So I can't put these back until I get the radiator out of there, because I'm pretty sure the threads are on the radiator's L bracket and not the side of the machine here on the frame. I don't know, do I need that one off? No, I don't think I do. I'm gonna leave it. Give. And same thing for the other side. Take that out of there. And you. And then I got one more on the bottom. I'll just go get it by myself. Y'all could come with me if you wanted to, but you ain't got no damn legs. Alright, so that should be our fan shroud loose. Let's get the hose. Now, this is the same kind of clamp that I have on my pool, and I fucking hate that thing. If it ever comes undone, you're just kind of screwed. All right. So she is loose. Let's whoop, sorry, ran you into the daggum tractor. Said you ain't got no legs, but you are on a tripod. Alright, so we're loose all the way around here. We still have this in the way. Let's see if we can get this to come up though. All right. Let's set this down somewhere mostly safe. Don't know where that is. Right. Get our fan shroud out of the way. And now we can get to this shit. It's a lot of extra. Let's see what we're working on in there. Let's go ahead and pull you off the tripod for a second. All right, so some bolts in there that got to come out. They got some tabs that push over them, it looks like, to keep them from backing up. So we're gonna have to bend the little tabs out of the way gently, remove the bolts so we can pull the fan, or, and I say or as it's an alternate, take these bolts off the motor, and we're gonna need a gasket. The idea is I want to see, this does not look like the dynamos that they have at Kubota right now. So I don't know if they've done an engine swap on this thing or what. Everything looks correct. It's the correct color and everything. But yeah, I just don't know. Everything doesn't look quite right. So let's see what we got here. She doesn't feel great. She locks up going the wrong way. Yeah, she feels kind of crunchy. I don't know that that's the way that's supposed to be with these dynamos. Let's see here, where do you go to? Oh, so that's our tack cable. And let me see if I can pick this camera up without getting my greasy fingers all over it. So our tack cable comes in to here, and it goes around under I guess what would normally be the harmonic balancer, and then around to here where it goes in to the back of the hour meter slash tachometer. I was wondering what that was, but it looked like it was rubbing a little bit. And it might have been from when I took the dash apart, I pulled on it too hard and didn't know it was wrapped around the daggum harmonic balancer situation they got. So, I don't know, maybe I potentially look at how that's routed. Now I do have that front PTO piece here. I don't know that I'd ever use it, but it's there. I don't think I have any attachments to use it. Either way, let's see if we can get our belt free here. This is like a really small belt compared to what I was expecting. You can see it kind of dug into the belt a little bit. I don't know if this is focusing or not. Definitely kind of wore her smooth. She's not dry rotted or anything that I can tell. So I mean, I don't think the belt's bad. It's just kind of skinned it a little bit. All right, what were y'all thinking when I was looking at this? These look smaller than 10s. Either way, we need some pliers to pull the tabs if we can get into them. All right, we need a hammer, I think, something to tap with. All right, I got something for the tappy tap tap. I think my battery's in the way. Honestly, I should have disconnected this anyway. Unlike a traditional car, I'm not super worried about there being electric short, but all the same, how in the fuck did they get that in there? There we go. I should probably go ahead and disconnect this anyway. See if this will work out. Yeah, it may work out. Just kind of flattening the tabs here. So we can get a tool over these bolts. I might need to go to the other side to do that one. Hang on a second. Well, that's better access anyway. Let me pull that battery for funsies. Just get it out of the way, so I ain't gotta worry about it. Let's see. Yeah, no such luck. And then of course I put my sockets elsewhere. Yeah, again with the no luck. A freaking 11. That's weird, but okay. I didn't even know people used 11mm sockets. I thought those were just decoration. And try to put everything back together here. Never did that with the radiator. And if it ends up being out for a while, I will. Okay, now do our positives. God damn it. That was what I wanted to avoid. The ratchet wasn't set. So I'm not supposed to do that, in case anybody was wondering. Luckily for me, that shit doesn't hurt. All right. And just interestingly enough, I was trying to ratchet on the positive terminal and the back of the ratchet hit the negative terminal. Oh. All right, so battery out of the way. Gives us a better look at this battery tray as well. So if we take a better look at that sucker, she's kind of out of there. If I was a welder, I'd probably try to fix that, but I'm not, so I probably won't. But at least you see it. And we know that it's a problem. she is well fucked. I don't know, is she bolted in? No, I think she's welded on. So, yeah, I should probably get that fixed one day. We'll see. Alright, let's take a gander at this again. Nope. Now it's going to be a 10. Yep, 10. See if we can get this. There it goes, broke. Try to break them all real quick before we get too ahead of ourselves. Alright, I think we got all 4 broke loose. So my understanding is that there's some systems with a generator or an alternator or whatever the hell, a dynamo is what they're calling it, and no water pump. And I believe mine doesn't have the water pump, and it's instead using a water siphon of some sort. But I wanted to get down to it and see if I could find out for sure which one it is, because this doesn't look anything like the dynamo they showed me up there at Kubota. And B, see if there's a bearing I can just replace as opposed to replacing the whole daggum thing. Grab that real quick and show you. Alright, so across 2 of the bolts, you got this. And basically these 2 were bolted in, and then these metal tabs were folded over the bolts, I guess to keep them from being able to turn and the vibrations and spinning and whatnot. And there's one on each set of 2 bolts that we'll have to keep track of here. Alright, so there's our fin. Alright, so best I can tell, it's got a little dimple in the middle of this, which suggests a claw pulley puller would yoink that off, and then you'd have to press it back on. I'm assuming that's what's holding the rest of it together, but I don't know for sure. I know she feels like ass, so let's see if we can pull that off. Alright, so I have one of these suckers, but apparently it's missing a nut, so I'm gonna have to sort that out before I can proceed. I'll be back. Alright, so found me an old bolt or old nut that'll hopefully work for it. So we'll just try to put this sucker back together real quick. I used it to pull a steering wheel, and I guess the nut was loose, and then I lost that sumbitch. So it's around here somewhere, I just don't know where. And I guess that would help if it was pointed the right direction, wouldn't it? I probably lost the washer too, I just don't know where. Actually, this thing doesn't have a washer. You know, you get what you pay for, I think. Pretty cheap pulley puller. So, alright, let's see if we can weasel this bastard on there. We'll try the little one and see what happens. The way I figure it, either I fix this or I don't. And then it becomes someone else's problem. I suppose an impact would do me some good here, but I don't want to hook up the air compressor. Make sure it's on there. Well, at least one of them is on there. This one's about to come off. The design here, you see they're touching all the way around. Can't really get it to squeeze in more. Now, I'm not sure what the fix is per se. So we're gonna look at this for a minute, I think. Let's try loosening and adjusting some stuff. Sometimes just sitting on the ground's worth it. Just take a moment, get yourself all sorted. I tell you, there was not much of this antifreeze. Yeah, very little rust. She definitely looks dirty though, I'll tell you that. I'm using the hammer because it's got this rubber handle and I don't want to gall up my threads. In case anyone's wondering why I decided to go that route. Really, I could use a ratchet with a better handle. Let me see about that. I mean, she is putting a bend on this hammer. That sucker is on there, I'm here to tell you. That shit has not moved at all. At all? Not at all. But she's getting kind of crooked. Tells me she's under a significant amount of stress. Should we give her the tappy tap and see what happens? I just want you to come free. I don't think it is. She has not moved at all. But she in there cooking now. Pulling to one side. I don't see a snap ring or anything. Nothing to me stands out as holding it. I don't even think I could fit my damn impact in there if I wanted to. I was really hoping to just replace these bearings, but it seemed like less and less of an option. Let me try to get the impact and we'll see if it'll fit. Alright, so I tried. Can't get it in there. Any way, shape, form, or fashion. So, I mean, I don't have enough play to get this in, and the little cordless impact. It's not like a true impact, but I mean, that shit don't fit no how. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have to figure out how to take the whole damn thing apart. I don't know. I just keep turning on it and see what happens. Maybe it explodes. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm out of body weight, I think. I know I'm out of back. Jesus. So we got nut, up under this sumbitch, a nut. A nut and a nut. So five nuts holding this sucker on. And I'm not entirely convinced I can get all of them. Let's try going to the other side. Maybe a pull situation will work out better for me. I don't normally like to pull, because that's how you fall down. Look at all that flex. I don't think we can take this bit off. Not in the way I'd want to, anyway. Well, actually it might be what I need to do. So, let me grab you real quick and put my hands on you. So if we look through here, there's a hole in that, straight through, a bolt, nut. So I think maybe if I take that off, we can get to the other side, and then I can try putting the impact on it. That's my thought anyway. I don't know how you feel about it. So let's give that a go. Let's get this stuff out of the way before we start doing all that. We're gonna go ahead and put it back on our fan over there. Or, well, it needs to be attached to this, so I'm gonna just put it on the steps. Now, I may have mentioned it's potentially gonna rain today. So we got a lot of wind. I apologize for that. Dug in. The question is do you want to see nothing, or do you want to go inside and see what happens when the sucker comes free, potentially? Yeah, nothing. Fucking nothing. I didn't have high hopes. Needless to say, that sumbitch is on there. Like, I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. Let me get y'all closer. Camera's getting pretty hot as well. So something's not right in there, I don't think. The problem is getting to that nut, I think. Everything else is probably fine. I got one here, 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 and here. This is the wiring for the dynamo that goes up inside of it there. If I have to pull this off to get the new one on, it's gonna be a pain in my ass. I don't think there's any more. Oh shit, there is one under there. Fuck. How did they put that in there? There's one like down in here. How did that ever go on? You can kind of see where the wires go in back there. I don't know if it's focusing or not. But yeah, way down in there. This pulley did not fucking budge. Not a millimeter. But that thing is shot. Alright, well, let's see if we can figure out how to get that sumbitch out. I mean, I feel like we're definitely on hand tools, but I don't know that I have any hand tools that small. And then I proceed to find one that's too small. These ratcheting wrenches are coming in clutch for sure. Well, just dropped that. Oh, found it. Lucky. I'd have had to bring the magnet out, I thought. Alright, so I just like spinning that. Don't judge me. Like I don't even think I can explain how unreasonably difficult that one is to get to without showing you just the wrench crammed in there, and then there's like none room to move. I mean, I could take this off, but for fucking what purpose? It would still not free up the space I need. That's got to be the newest looking paint on this entire machine. I don't think this has ever been off. I imagine that's what it looked like when it was brand new. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how in the hell I mean, she's turning a little bit at a time, I guess. Sorta. I can't really get in there though. And I know I keep sticking my head in front of the fucking camera. Let me put you to where you're not just looking at my bald spot all day long. You know, I had got a head shaver so that I could keep up with it better. The problem with it is that I get up, my wife's not necessarily up, and I don't want to go in there and start this loud ass fucking shaver every day while she's sleeping. And then I was like, well, I could do it in my office, but then my mother-in-law's room's right next to it and she sleeps a bit later than I do as well. Every now and then I'll sleep longer than my wife, but at that point the head shaver's kind of pointless. You gotta use clippers and then the head shaver. I don't know. I'll be consistent with it one day. I don't want to tell my wife that it's not important that she sleeps. And she's usually staying up watching TV anyway, so it's not that big a deal. I just like to be respectful, you know? Oh, and there she goes. Did I lose it already? Oh, there it is. I got it. Alright, well, we still got to break it free. The washer's still attached. Make sure we ain't got nothing else in here still attached. All right, Now we need to get that loose. Be right back. Alright, rubber mallet to the rescue, I guess. Whew. This sumbitch here, I have no idea how they did that. I mean, they had to have put this on after or before they put the head on here. Like, that's crazy. Oh, wouldn't you know it? There's a fucking nut in here. So yeah, I guess that pulley wasn't doing shit. Alright, well, let's take this thing apart and see what we find. See, this is like informational, but I'm also showing the mistakes. So I don't know how this shit goes together. So I'm figuring it out right along with you. Except if you're working on your machine, you don't have to do all the mistake stuff, basically. Except, you know, you might have trouble with that one too. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let me grab some sockets. Been sitting out in the heat for us. Nope. Let's set this somewhere so I can set that down. So you can't get to that unless you take it off, and then once you take it off, it's probably a pain in the ass to use a pulley puller on the daggum thing, if I had to guess. Alright, I need to pop a squat. I'm gonna move y'all back a little bit. Ah, shit, that didn't feel great. Okay. Washer. Oh, so I can see the bearing from here. It's at the very back of all this shit. Or at least one of them is. Yeah. That don't sound great. interesting, this bolt has a dimple on this side too. Like you'd be able to pull something, but there's nothing to pull, is there? I mean, I guess you could press this back plate off. You'd have to take this screw out. Oh, well, that screw is boogered. I mean, right boogered. That's the right size screwdriver. Just this thing is so fucked that it just breaks. It doesn't turn at all. I'm not having great luck with this whole situation. Alright, well, I'm not sure which side I should try to pull. I don't want to do this side necessarily. I assume that's to pull the back plate off, and that's stuck and not in a place that I can get pliers or vice grips on it so I can turn that screw. Maybe I can leave the screw there and just undo the band that's holding the wire. Give me a second. Oh, sitting down is much needed. My knees and back aren't the best. Yeah, it looks like I might be able to just pull this off. You got the little one to get in between them, and the big one so I can use it to unfold with. These really small screwdrivers, they come in handy sometimes. Not often, but every now and then when I need them, I'm glad I have them. Okay. So I can show you what I was doing a little closer. That metal band was wrapped around these wires and clamped on them. I tried to do the screw, but the screw stripped immediately with minimal effort. So I just unclamped the wires, and then I guess we're gonna see if we can push this out. I'm not sure if that's a thing that's gonna happen, but we're gonna find out. I don't even know if this will work for this. Fucking hate juggling these things. I believe we had determined I needed a 14. Which of course is not right here. It is right there. mean, I don't even have anything on it yet. Oh, I wonder if I gummed her up. Oh yeah, she was boogered. Yeah, them threads might well be fucked. Alright, well, run her through a couple times and just kind of recut the threads. She's buggered, but I guess not completely ruined at the moment. Let's see if we can use it. There we go. Did not need to worry about this coming off. Oh man, what a hot mess this shit was. Look. Just look at all the trash in there. A guy that sold it to me might have had it sitting up for a while. So that's our bearing. Oh yeah, and she's right fucked. This sucker's boogered right up. Alright, well, let's give this a go. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a bearing number off there, but let's see if we can pull it. Give it back. I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull it with this thing, but it's what I have at the moment. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get in there. We need a much smaller claw. So our alternative is to try to pull it out the other way. I don't know if that's an option. think it's an option. Didn't need to come all the way out, but okay. So I don't think this one pushes out, clearly. Alright, well, let's look at this half. She's ugly, but there ain't much to her. I see a snap ring. And then there's another bearing in here. This one I can actually see the bearing number, 6201Z, I think. The other one was too rusted up to see anything. Either way, we got to replace both of these bearings. Let me get my snap ring tool. You might be like, well, how is it you already have a snap ring tool? Like, why didn't you have to go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone or Advanced or Napa or whatever parts place you prefer and buy some? And the reason is because this isn't my first time needing snap rings removed. So yeah, definitely gonna need a new gasket. That one is old and done. Either way, the snap ring located inside here on the front side. Now, what does that achieve for me? Probably nothing useful without a bearing press, which I don't own. So I believe that second bearing was supposed to be seated right here, but when we pulled this out, instead of the bearing coming off with it, it stayed. There's no snap ring for that one that I'm seeing. Now the last part is trying to get that out, and I guess tune in next time. Well, the magnets are still good. It's a very simple electrical system. And they are some strong fucking magnets. There is not much to these, just the wires come in and there's windings. So we'll clean this up. I'll have to get a tool probably to remove these bearings, but at least now I've pulled it and I know what it is. So I'll come back to you when I got some answers.